What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy TheTrueRawGamin. I rap better for you, man. I don't shoot it for you. I'm gonna get that shit to you raw. In today's video, we're back and we're gonna be talking about the new hero, Hatun. The K is silent, Hatun, man. But before we get into this video, let's take the time out and appreciate that I didn't wait a full month to drop another video because I just get so caught up in playing the game. I don't push the record button. Like half the time, I'm not streaming the game so you guys can see me play live. And I really should, and that's my fault. I'm getting better with that, so we're getting closer to that one video per week where I should be hitting at, but it's getting there. On a second note about the tournament, man, if you guys are interested in the tournament still, make sure you guys are checking probably the next couple days after this video drops. The date will be locked in. It'll be on Battlefy, so you guys can sign up. I will be having limited spots. I am not hosting another 6-hour tournament. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I'm not doing another 6-hour tournament, okay? But with that being wrapped up and said, let's get straight into the video. What we're here for, talk about this character Hatun, man. We're gonna be talking about the tier list, overall pros and cons, the strengths and weaknesses, and pretty much if you should be playing this character, man. So starting over in general, man, this character is a walking nightmare for people who do not know the basic fundamentals of the game. If you want to negate the basic fundamentals of defense and basic principles of the game, this character will completely seem like it is just an unbeatable character, and that's the short way. This character will seem unbeatable to you if you do not know the basic principles of frame advantage, the basic principles of finishers. If you don't know these basic principles, then you know if you don't know to probably stop dodge attacking random attacks for no reason, this character is gonna seem broken. If you have the tendency to completely mash out of your opponent all the time, this character will seem broken. And before we get into the duels and the fours, just overall in general, the pros of this character is really good at punishing you for not knowing what to do. If you're not fundamentally sound in the game, like I said, you're gonna get shit on over and over again, and you're not gonna want to play this character. Like I put a poll out. Some of you guys said you guys don't even like playing the character. You don't like playing against the character. It's probably because you don't have the proper fundamentals. You're not doing the proper defensive techniques that you should be doing in the situation. Like if you can go online right now in any of these game modes and see guys are just completely dodge attacking random attacks for no reason. Like why are you dodge attacking that attack for what reason? Now if I parry it, it's you know what I'm saying? You got to go through the risk management. You have to go to manage the risks. You have to go through the steps. So overall, the pros to me, in my opinion, is she really punishes people who are just impatient, who want to mash out, who wants to get out of mix-ups without actually dealing with the mix-ups, who don't want to make reads, they just want to do random attacks. Two, she seems to me, in my eyes, in my personal opinion, that she does really well in controlling the pacing and the timing of the game. I feel that I play her a lot better when playing on offense, and having a high octane, very aggressive offense. I feel I got the best results out of that. Another thing that she has going for her is she just overall has a lot of different ways to be played. I wouldn't say this is an easy character. This is a high skill ceiling character. You're gonna have to really learn a lot of different things, especially when you start playing better players. Some of the basic things, just you're gonna have to have the basic knowledge of the character, and you're gonna have to know what you can and can't get away with, and you have to start switching up different things. I've learned that as well playing against some of these better players. Cons, if you haven't heard, it's pretty obvious. The character struggles when dealing with chained hyper armor attacks. Chained hyper armor attacks is kind of the big weakness here. And with more and more heroes in the game having these hyper armor attacks, you're looking at certain characters can be picked to kind of deal with the pressure of the stance, because you can throw an attack, and even if it does get deflected, you might take that damage. But 9 times out of 10, if you follow up with that, you follow up with that hyper armor attack, it's gonna do more damage than what you're getting hit with. So you're gonna come out positive pretty much on top of that. I would say that to me would be the biggest weakness that I have for this character. Other than that, I mean, she's pretty strong. I mean, you can try to GB her, in certain situations. GB is really good. I see people still trying to dodge out of the 400 ms lights from the stance. You got to be a madman to still consistently try to dodge out of that. A couple things that I did realize too when playing against Lawbringer. It to me, maybe I haven't done it right or what, but it doesn't matter which option I throw. If that man wants to dodge, there is no attack that I can throw that can catch him. Maybe it's a strict timing thing that I haven't figured out. Like I said, the character's only been out for about 5 days, so I've tried soft fading to heavy. I've tried delaying it. I've tried zoning. I've tried. You can't catch that man. The iframes it's just insane. So I've just canceled it and just stopped and catch him with the GB punish on that. That's overall basically the strengths and weaknesses of the character. Going into primarily the duel setting. We're looking at 1v1s. This character, that's where I personally believe the character shines the best. To me, in my personal opinion, I think it shines the best because, like I said, all the things I said before, there's really no one else to bail you out of these situations. So if you are caught in this blender, you are caught in the mix, you have to get yourself out. Like, their only really way to get yourself out is you're gonna have to start taking chances. Like I said before, this is where the character, in my personal opinion, starts becoming very strong. When you're starting to force people into uncomfortable situations where they have to just start making choices, they have to start making decisions. You can no longer stand there and just, you know, trust your defense to block and parry and make the perfect. That shit's gone out the window. You're gonna have to start making decisions. They may not always be the right decisions, but you're gonna have to start picking and prying and forcing an opening, because this character, once this character gets on offense, it seems like it's the only way he stops is if he gets either parried or he runs out of stamina. And good luck trying to parry, you know, the 400 ms lights. So ones, I would say that is the strength. The weakness, like I said, going with the hyper armor attacks. It kind of, I don't want to say fully shuts down the stance, because it's still a bait. Like I said, you kind of force people to do things that you want them to do, and if you're getting him to mash out of that because he's just gonna throw a hyper armor attack finisher anyway, you're getting a light, so you know a light is coming. You can kind of just bait it out, maybe feint to a parry, maybe you can deflect, cancel, and then deal with the 50-50 after that, and kind of force him into situations where, you know, he may not be the most comfortable in that position. The strength, to me, and honestly, yes, a lot of attacks are just lights. It does feel weird saying that a character who really just throws a lot of lights can be really good, but the strengths to me in this sense is you can do a lot of different things, play on the timing, and to me, I think that's a plus. I think that's a plus, even though it's just lights. I know a lot of people don't like the light spam and they're just totally against light spam. I get it, trust me, I get it. But you gotta you gotta respect the fact that you can control the game with majority of lights. You have the ability to throw those soft fainted heavies, and if you get caught with that, god damn, you just gonna, you know, it's coming right after. You know, it's just a lot of different options I'm really enjoying with this in the 1v1 situation. So to me, the main thing is you're gonna have to really watch out for that stance, and knowing when to do it properly and when not to do it. Going into an unblockable, you're kind of cooked because you can't parry immediately. There's a kind of delay. So in my opinion, the only real way to stop her is really just hyper armor attacks. More and more characters are getting them, so you just gotta watch out for them, really. So I can't necessarily put her as an S tier in my opinion. It's just my personal opinion. My personal opinion, when I say S tier, I mean the character is borderline broken and almost needs a nerf. I would say that means the character would completely hard counter at least 90% of the cast. We're looking at probably, what, 30 characters now? I don't think the character is hard countering a lot of, you know, the whole cast like that. I think the character is doing really good. So in ones, I have to give her at least a solid A, at least for now. It's only been 5 days. When more stuff starts coming out, maybe she goes up, maybe she goes down. But as of now, just the ability to soft feint and you know, do a lot of different options, man. I got to give her at least an A tier on that. Going over to the 4v4s and the team-based game modes, this is where you really got to be him with the character, or should I say, you really got to be her with the character, because you can really get in some sticky situations. You can pull off some nice plays. You can pull off some nice defensive things here. But I think overall, I think the problem is she kind of struggles getting the higher damage. So when I think of anti-ganking, I think of being able to output a lot of punishment. Like, if you fuck up and you give this person revenge, you're probably gonna be dead. Because most of the people who are really good at anti-gank, they can put out a lot of damage unanswered. This character can, in that sense, put out a lot of damage unanswered, but this character does leave you open a lot of times. Doing that stance is good to negate some of the damage that's coming in, but you really can't get a full-blown punish. I'm sure the damage is really good, but you really can't get that full punish because it's gonna be interrupted while you're in revenge as well. So in my eyes, it to me, she doesn't really pull enough damage safely and consistently for me to say that, you know, she's really good at anti-ganking. I don't think she has a lot of tools to really get her out of these situations, other than, like, you know, some of these other characters. Maybe as she starts getting kills, maybe as she starts progressing in through the game, where she's getting these the tier 2 feat, where she gets the increased damage for after landing the bloody wrath. That could help really a lot. Or maybe the tier 3, where she gets that passive after she kills somebody. Maybe somebody's one shot in that situation, you kill somebody, and now you have this aura where you can increase the damage dealt to nearby enemies just for a little bit. But that's a lot of what ifs, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of, in this situation, you're gonna need this, you're gonna need this. So I can't really say she's really good at anti-ganking. I mean, I've done the best. You probably seen some of the clips that I put up with the character. You know, it's not easy to pull those clips off at all. You really got to be locked in. You really got to know the hero. Ganking wise, I think the character can be really good with ganking. I'm gonna need to do more work, more checking into it. I did see that there is an infinite combo. No one's done it to me yet. Not yet. Keyword yet. There is an infinite gank combo with her, and there is no way to get out of it. It's all guaranteed. It's completely ridiculous. I've seen the video, but I haven't had it done to me yet. The only way I see her really getting picked at the highest level is really specific ganks, because if you're playing at the highest level, you're playing competitive, you really shouldn't be pulling off too many ones unless you're intentionally going to look for them. And even then, you really won't get too many, because they're playing as a team. You're ganking, you're getting that 3-4 second fight, and you're ganking these over. So you're not really getting too many ones there. MM wise, you can make them work. I mean, it's Dom. You know, you just got to be a good player overall. You'll be fine. But overall, we're talking at the highest level. I really can't put a hard, high tier on the character. I mean, not specifically just for ganks. I mean, when you got characters still like Shinobi, yeah, he feeds a lot of revenge now, but the simplistic gank of just pushing dodge forward and pushing a kick, and it's unreactable, and you gotta have to know what's coming, versus having to set up another elaborate gank and then hopefully you don't get interrupted out of it. I see what they were trying to do with the pin. It could work in certain situations. Do I see that being the first pick? No, I don't see, if someone has money on the line, tournament on the line, like you're going almost to the finals, you got one pick left. Are you picking this character? Probably not. I don't see that being there. There's just a lot of different characters that you can do a lot easier with. You're not going to get interrupted out of it. It's a lot quicker. I mean, like I said, you could probably do different variations of it and everything, but first pick, probably not. Like, if you had everything on the line, you probably wouldn't pick that character for it. So for the 4v4, I can't give her an S. I want to give her somewhere between an A and a B, but I'm leaning more toward a B, so I'll probably say a B+. B plus because the character's still really good. You can still really waste someone's revenge by just having that pin, because you can also delay the input deciding on which way you want to go with it when you actually get that pin off. So I gotta give her at least above average because of that. So she can't be C or anything below. She's definitely above average. Just the ability to really set up good ganks like that, get a good damage off. I'm not gonna include the fact that she has an infinite. Typically they get removed in some kind of manner. But as of right now, without having a whole lot of information, without having a whole lot of where she fits perfectly with the ganks and stuff like that, I gotta really just give her a B plus, because she also doesn't clear minions very well. I don't know if you guys have seen, but clearing minions with her, it seems like a chore. It's just not fun. It's not it. And yeah, I really can't give her anything higher than a B plus in my opinion. So without further ado, man, that's pretty much it, man. You got the duels. You're gonna be looking at not an S tier hero. I can't say that she's borderline broken and potentially is going to be detrimental to the game, so she might need a nerf. I can't say she's that strong, but I have to say that she is above average. She is strong. I would say, in my personal opinion, she really only gets countered really by hyper armor chain attack, so I got to give her an A tier on that. I would say it's a solid A tier, not A plus, not A minus, solid A. And then for the team mode, so that would be 4v4s primarily, you can give her a B plus. Like I said, trying to pull off some of her moves, she gets interrupted a lot, and then her moves are really, I would say, you gotta kind of really wait for her to finish off her pin and everything to get the maximum damage out of it, and it's kind of annoying, and you don't always have that time to wait. So you'll most of the time just be feeding excess revenge for no reason because you don't have time to wait. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this information was useful to you guys. Hopefully this was useful to determining if you want to play this character, man. If you're a 1v1 player, you might like this character, man. If you like a higher offensive gameplay, you might like this character. If you enjoy Aramusha to an extent, you might like this character. So go ahead and give the character a try and tell me what you guys think down below, man. I don't wrap it up for you, man. I don't sugar it for you. Let me get that shit to you raw, man. Thank y'all for coming out.